Alright. What? Did I forget to... Okay, didn't. Okay. I'll leave this Scarlet model on. No, why not? Even more to this cup. Fusion cup, even. More of the fusion cup. Here we go. I think I literally have 4 more duels for the missions. No. Oh yeah. 4 more duels in the fusion cup to get the rest of the missions. Then pretty much the rest of it will be done and dusted. Whether or not I get to the second stage is just kind of... I don't think it's really possible in 3 hours. Unless I get either really lucky or my opponents get really unlucky. Which, knowing my luck, is basically makes it possible. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try. For the duelist replay of the day, where do I want to go? Say Cool Tune versus Shadow. You know, Orcust versus Shadow might actually be interesting to see. So why don't we give that a shot? Hold on. This is Shadow Trains. This will be interesting to see. What, how much is... It's a level 10 machine Earth? Oh, that's funny. I guess, yeah, because it's, Towers. Applecliff Fort Towers. Okay. We've got Fulos, Garrick Rain, Blue Traveler, Shadow Fusion, Exceptional Schedule. 40 card main, 15 card extra versus 40 card main, 15 card extra. We're going second. Let's see what we can do. Discard the wand with the Dark Magician to add Shining Sarcophagus. Cannot proc the Wolf Wand, so we go Shining Sarc. We chain Fulos. It resolves. We get to add the Gandora. Gandora effect to summon itself. Banishing the Dark Magician Girl for the mod. I wish we didn't do that, but yep, that's fine. Zombie Vampire. No Timaeus in... Oh, is Timaeus in hand? Is that why? That is Girsu. Girsu dumping the Crescendo. Nightmare Phoenix for Nightmare Mermaid. Mermaid. Discard the Symbol Skeleton for Orcus Nightmare. Orcus Nightmare for Galatea 1. Galatea for Galatea. Galatea 1, banishing the Orcus Crescendo to summon itself. Nightmare, send a Harp Horror. Galatea, shuffle back the Nightmare. To set the Babel. Activate the Babel. Go Crescendo. Or Harp Horror for Nightmare once more. Link 4 into Ellen Girsu. World 1, banish. Summon the Harp Horror. Symbol Skeleton. Summon the Galatea. Overlay for Ding Girsu. Equip the Symbol Skeleton. Target the Crescendo, added a hand. Set onto the field. Normal the Fool. Normal Molcharmi Cerulean for IP Masquerena set 1 pass. We've got a game here. Let's see it. Altea 1. Tribute the IP Masquerena for the Kaiju Exceptional Schedule or Cursed Nightmare. Interesting choice, but let's see it. Sending the Link Reborn. Adds an urgent schedule, no summoning of a token. Set 1 urgent schedule. That is a crescendo negate. Blue Traveler, discard to add revolving switchyard. Shadow Fusion, send 3 for the Mershare. Genius. Neither player can use the effects of the Nitro. Summon the Derrick Rain. Share to add another Shadow Fusion. Get Switchyard. Switchyard discard the fusion for the Night Bladebuster. Night Bladebuster can rank up magic. We Forbidden Droplet, sending the revolving Switchyard. There is nothing we can chain there. We negate the Ellen Girsu. Overplay for the Flying Laser. Gets to add a Scrap Recycler. Detach to destroy the Babel. That is protected by the Girsu. Normal summon Scrap Recycler. Or, what did they just send? Carnot the Eternal Machine. Effect. You can make this card gain 1,000 attack. Discard sends graveyard from hand or deck. Shuffle this card into the deck. Carnot, that's surprisingly good in. I've never seen this card. They could probably see some decent play. I'm not gonna lie. Does it have to be shuffled from summoned from hand? From hand or graveyard. Okay. Yeah. By the way, how you doing, Gunner Wolf? How you doing, Chroma? Welcome in. Go for Genius. Derrick or Blue Traveler to summon back the Heavy Blade. Rail Gustav Max. Summon the Carnot. Sky Place. Place Scarpon. Place for Super Rail Dreadnought. For 16. 43. And 6,000 face for game. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. GG to the Shadow Train user. I actually feel like that is worth playing now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, both the Carnot Eternal Machine, and the Shadow Engine. It's actually really interesting. I don't know if anyone ever played the deck. Never seen it in ranked. Earth Machines? It sees play mostly in lower ranks because it is kind of a rogue option. But it's not a bad one. Yeah. New fusion, I guess especially in rank 10 machine monsters, does become pretty strong. Level 10 abuse. What do you know? Okay. We've got some work to do. See, playing BES of all things is surprisingly interesting. Wait, the max level is 18? The max level is 18. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily doable. Well, okay, it might be. We'll have to see. Yeah, because I didn't look at the end of it. Duel with Machine Floodgates next meta deck. Hopefully not. And the announcement, or the scene where it told you there were only 18 ranks. No, because they can immediately go for Albalonatus. I guess it's slightly more doable than normal, but even then I probably wouldn't. Achieved a single most in part today. My mustache. I see. Cried tears of air. Okay. I should probably use this now, just in case they have an ash of some kind. Because I could not care. Like, it doesn't do a lot. Arguably, the better one here would have been the Mirror Jade, but I at least want to try to get something off the Fuelos. At least it forces them to banish the dragon that devours the dogma if they wanted to go for Lubellion. Or it forces them to use the Grand Guignol if they want to just go straight for Mirror Jade. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunate hand, but it's fine. Maybe I should load up a little bit more with the Draco Tail stuff. Try to get at least a little bit more out of it. Well, that's something. That is indeed something. Okay, that's fine. Your Honor, spoons. If I get punished by an Ash Blossom on the Ecclesia, that'll be a problem. Okay. Keep going. I might switch up to Luna Light in a second. Because as fun as branded Draco Tail is, I also know that it has an inherent weakness to itself. That mirror matches can be very swingy, I guess, for lack of a better term. Something tells me I'll be dealing with a lot of mirror matches today. Okay, I need to go Rahu first, then Flame. Now we can go Rahu. Duel using the Artesia. Sending a Soul. Assists. Let's go Ula. Triple back to add the Pomona. I haven't deduct anybody in a while. That's nice. Well, I do hope you are able to abduct someone in the near future. That sentence should never be said. Okay, I'm gonna go Ash Blossom first. Dark Lord. Okay. I think technically the fusion spell is a bit more of a target to negate with the kind of like Branded fusion off the top is nice. Error system reboot. There's Dark Lord Dance. Dark Lord is pretty good in Genesis, I can believe it. Evening Star. Set Dark Lord spell and one trap in the deck. Cover this card with artifacts. I like the best deck, but like pretty solid, all things considered. I can definitely win some games for sure. Yo, what the deck do? Three of all you R's. That's interesting. Not having Link 2 is fine. Yeah. I mean, it helps get back some life points. Make sure you don't burn yourself out. Set. Come on, Ash. Where's the Ash? Come on. Dark Lord from hand, he's in the field. We destroy one card on the field. That was also the Dark Lord spell. Pops the horn. Okay. This is arguably a mistake, but let's go. Grab back the thing. Grab back the actual stuff. Grab back. Pyroxil. Roll one basic monster. Okay, that's fine. That does... That does force me to do something. I hit the wrong one. I guess Sting would have been a bit more effective there. They do have to banish from hand as well if they have it. But that trap might also just straight up be something. Dark Lord is... Go for an Albion. I think I already used this Albion. Start the Cortesia. They don't have a quick effect. Get rid of first Dark Lord. But I also don't really have a great way of... I get the Cortesia back. I get the I don't have a great way of doing this now. Yeah, I don't have any dragons. I can go Dark Lord Evening Star in order to, yeah, to get banishment. The only thing that really saves me is a non-OTK line. can go Mysterion, actually. That does do it. Unless the last card in hand or on field was called by. I think I need... Mysterion coming in clutch. That walls them off, but it doesn't save them, thankfully. Dark Lord. Start. It wasn't Yugioh. It wasn't Yugioh. Okay. What's the final face down? Come on. Gets the Screws card and a Dark Lord card to Dark Lord Graveyard that is in hand. So Dark Lord Grave. That's the Yugioh. Control. Assuming that's to get the Mirror Jade. My Mirror Jade, yep. I don't think they can use it, but... discard the Ecclesia. Shuffle back, really anything. Let's get the Sting, actually. Oh, that's GG. Okay. That's Dragon that devours the Dogma for game. Ooh, nice. That was a good game, though. That was quite a well-fought game. I've literally one more game. I think after this, after the next DLV, I'll go ahead and change to Luna Light. I think this is going to be the first time I lose a coin flip based against Hero, which is not at all ideal. Super Poly is... I don't really have that many good Super Poly targets, is the thing. Funnily enough. You know what? I'll take it. You know what? You know what? I'll take it. How many does that give me? Does that give me enough to do one more raffle? I've got 10? I've got 10, so I need... I have got nothing good out of this raffle, outside of 30 SR crafting points. Just like, fine. Like, I'd rather have any of the other stuff that you can give. I've gotten tier 6s and tier 5s the entire time. Okay, let me... Okay. I'm gonna need... Oops. Not that. I'm gonna need Super Poly. SRUR. Are gonna be my main ones. Dragon that devours the Dogma is gonna be pretty decent to have as a target for Branded. Something like... Obviously, Dragostapelia is a must. Dragostapelia is a must. What's another great Super Poly target? In Dark Lord, Loose, the Dust Dark, is actually quite nice. Shadow is the other one. Aurora, if anything. So what have I faced today? I faced Hero, I faced Dark Lord, I faced... I don't know what the last person I faced... Oh, no, that's Dark Lord. I faced Branded as well. So honestly, maybe... I'll try it like that for now. I want to see what else I can do, though. What I can do with this. Going second. Going second into branded is not great. It's not ideal. But it can be worked with, for sure. So I'd have to be very careful with called by crossout. Let's ascend retribution. Sending the Lubellion, the Albaz for Albion. This might just be pure branded if they're playing, or I guess they might also be shifting focus from using Drake-Tail as more of a self-contained engine rather than a standard branded deck. Go Lubellion into Mirror Jade. If that's all I have to deal with, I can probably do something. Ooh, okay. They did have an Oluber in hand for Lubellion. And Lubellion, discard really anything. Fallen and the Virtuous, okay. That way they can get a Fallen and the Virtuous in the end phase. Fusion, using Lubellion into Mirror Jade. I think the thing that wins me the game is really just an imperm off the top, because they do have they've got the Retribution, they've got the Albion in end phase to set a Fallen and Virtuous. That sets Branded Lost. Last card in hand has to be a hand trap of some kind. Retribution, add back the Branded Fusion for next. Add back the Fallen and the Virtuous for... Okay. They can only activate one Branded Fallen and the Virtuous per turn, so the next set has to be something else. We're setting the... setting the another Retribution from deck. They don't have... Now the next problem is going to be the Fallen and the Virtuous. Banish one. I'm assuming to banish the... I'm tempted to say banish the Lubellion. Okay, sure. Does this care? If you fusion summon a fusion monster, okay. Need to be... I guess that loads up the graveyard for the Retribution. Here's the thing. If they waste the Retribution on a troll... Okay. That's Polly. Return to... No, they don't want... They should not want to Cryo. I don't want to wait to see what they Fallen and the Virtuous. It's like, I imagine they're going to Fallen and the Virtuous the Wolf. Probably on activation. But I need to know what they send for Fallen and the Virtuous. Yep. Which one is going to be more dangerous, though? Oh. Sending a sprint. Okay, on one hand... I mean, they have the recipe for branded fusion. I already know I lose. Unfortunately... I know my last card in hand. I really wanted them to try to stop the Tiger Martin. But I guess that was too obvious of bait, wasn't it? I did make him think about it, though. I did make him think about it. So I'll consider that an actual win. Maxi will be more beneficial on my turn than my opponent's turn. Plus, I might need the... Well, okay. On one hand, I might have needed the extra discard for the Maxi. Or for the Lunalight Perfume. I'm also surprised they didn't wait for me to, like, try to use the Tiger Martin. Is that Troll? That's freaking Troll. That's Troll, yeah. Okay. It kind of needs to be the Yellow Martin, doesn't it? I don't have a solid target for Super Poly through Cross Sheep. Is the most I can... Yeah, unfortunately, I just don't think I have a way to Liger Dancer with that hand. Especially under Droll. That's the one card this deck really dies to. Like, if you can get under Nib fairly easily, but Droll is just really difficult to play under. Well, at least I have my own Troll. That's Ash. But if they're playing Branded, then that doesn't really die to Troll. Okay. Which is more important, Maxi or Troll? I think the answer is probably Maxi. But I want to bait for any, like, called buys or crossouts they have. Miscellaneousaurus. Finish one for GM pack. Special summon to add. Fusion summon. Use a monster from your hand or field. Fix village. Nice. And a dinosaur. Okay. Send them to grave. Velox. That's another fusion summon. I think Maxi was a lot more impactful, unfortunately. More impactful than I thought, at least. Right now, I'm at 65. I'm not dead. But my next draw does drastically... My next draw does drastically impact whether or not I win this game. Okay. Yeah, Maxi was going to be more impactful there. Like, granted, yeah, Troll did make it so that they couldn't finish me off, but not getting any disruption was definitely lackluster. I think what really won me the game was Kaleido Chick, since I had the perfume. But also, if that was called by, I just lost on the spot anyway. Okay. Perfume. Okay. So I need... Yeah, the only line is Silverhound. Send Yellow Martin. Back to Yellow Martin. Kaleido Chick needs to be 1. I think this is summon number 3. If I can get to summon number 4 intact, I am perfectly fine. A Leo Dancer Grave. That didn't play too well under Nib, but that should be fine. Okay. Leo Dancer plus Troll, or Liger Dancer plus Troll. That'll have to work. Tiaraments. I feel like I'd rather wait for something a little bit more important. King Sark. I'm negating that activation for sure. If they have the field spell, they have the field spell. I needed to... Right, okay. That's fine by me. Try a couple more games. I might need to switch back to branded. Like, maybe honestly pure branded as opposed to branded Draco Tail. Just because it is going to be a lot harder with so many of the Draco Tail stuff I want. Like, I've seen what... okay. Oh. That's Fua. That's Fua bait. If they're leading that, they have Ash. They have Cross out. Okay. Yeah, I might want to go. Grand Guignol for Cartesia. It's going to be Dracostapelia or Garua that I get off of this. The other problem is, how do I actively... How do I break through the board? They are playing Draco Tail. Okay. That gets Arthelion. Arthelion to add back Ecclesia. I guess Ecclesia and Regula just because they can go for... They have not used their normal summon yet. Yeah, they can go Ketu, Arthelion, add back both. Maybe grab a Phimina, add back. Because they need to end on a Dark Monster for me to be able to use Super Pauline. I guess I do have the Yellow Martin. I can just set the Yellow Martin, activate Super Pauline, discard literally anything. Lucius, that adds the Phimina. Phimina, discard to add a Perturbation Shokan, a Gulamel, I imagine. Actually, who do I choose? So yeah, they're going Gulamel. Lucius. Set Flame, I'm assuming. Yep, that's flame. Who do I choose for the super poly? That gets the Fimina back. Probably do, honestly. Weirdly enough, I think I have to get the Gulamel for Dracostapelia. So I get to add Moonlight Fusion. If they have Ash, they have Ash. Like, I guess I could have chain blocked the Gulamel, make it a bit more... not worthless, per se. This is arguably a mistake. That's either the Cartesia? That's the Cartesia. Probably. Either the Cartesia or the Fimina in hand. Old Leo. Imagine they're waiting for the Moonlight Fusion to activate the flame. That's Silver Hound. I need to wait. Do I just go Dracostapelia now? That's definitely a mistake. I probably would want to wait for the revive on Gulamel. Okay, they're going for the Fimina now, though. That does at least force out the Fimina. Is that going to be for another Arthalion, or is that... No, that's for the Grenguinol. Okay, that resolves without effect. They have Flame and one unknown. They have a legal target. Secretarion. Granguinol and Gulamel both get the proc here. What do they get? They get feet. Wham. Actually gonna need to be careful then. I have the Yellow Martin Engrave. I've got a... I have the theoretical Silver Hound. I have normal summoned. if that is a sting, if the unknown is a sting, that's going to become a problem. That is... Shoot. Special summon it to your field. Ooh. That arguably hurts a lot more, actually. Okay. What do they have engraved? They do have a Fawn of Alabaz. I'm almost forced to go battle, check the Cartesia, because they know I have the fusion. If I never activate the fusion, what do they do? What do they send off of? Oh, they don't really have anything proccing. They have the Ecclesia, and they have... Oh, thank goodness this is a plant. They have the Cartesia proccing, and they have the Ecclesia proccing. That's really it. Okay, I cannot allow them to resolve a Fallen of Albaz. Because the second they go for Ecclesia, they just go Fallen of Albaz, I lose on the spot. And unless their draw was exactly super poly... Yeah, I just lose. Because they can just go Ecclesia, Fusion Summon into either Mirror Jade or a Dragon that Devours a Dogma. They normal summon to Eluber. I don't fully agree with that. I mean, okay, they get Branded Fusion, they go Branded Fusion, they get literally anything. And I just die on the spot. That's for Rahu. Why are we... Okay, sure. We're doing this in a weird... I'm still dead, but we're doing this in such a weird way that I don't understand. I get another Arthalion. I guess, yeah, Arthalion. Return everything I own. Just punch for 10,000. 13,000, but who's counting? There's the Sting, just for good measure. Granted, not a lot of decks will end on a Fallen of Albaz. What was the hero fusion that's a super poly target? I mean, this one is a target against heroes specifically, but I'm looking for... Yeah, Themesmith is legal. Thing is, I'm not super worried about same type but different attributes. I'm not super worried about like going for Shining Flare Wingman. It's funny, but well, shoot. Okay, never mind then. No, let's keep that. I arguably don't have a line for Cross Sheep, so that's probably more impactful. Especially in a format like this. Garura. Which one is better? Garura or... Oh, the extra deck is really tight for this. Well, I guess I'm playing that now. What hero? I think I have like a Hero Royal and a 9 cards and extra 45 card main. This is either going to be really good or really bad. I need to lead the 10 key. If I get drolled for my life savings, so be it. Opening the Silver Hound is nice, because I get a Black Sheep for Luna for Silver Hound discard. Discard to summon the Black Sheep. Boldly open Black Sheep. Polymerization. Kaleido Chick plus Black Sheep. I need to add everything back except for the Kaleido Chick. I need that engraved for the perfume. Kaleido Chick. I can save all this for next round. Is this Shadow Urgent Schedule? Yeah, I think if I go Silver Hound. I think I'd almost rather wait for the field spell if they're playing it. It's Ancient Gear, okay. Both their effects are negated, so they can't be used. I think that hurts them a little bit more. Because the thing is, Ancient Gear Golem is... or Chaos Ancient Gear is unaffected by spells and traps. It is affected by monster effects. So as long as I have the Liger Dancer, I do have an out. That is Ballista. I can negate the Ballista with Imperm. That's Gear Town. If they have the cross out, that's a problem. Okay, sure. That's fine. That gets the Gear Town. The problem is they don't really have a way of doing anything with it. That gets Tanker. They have not normal summoned yet, so they do have a Tanker line, potentially. Tanker... Special summon from graveyard or hand. That gets the Dark Ancient Gear Golem. That gets Fortress plus, I'm assuming, the Ancient Gear Fusion. Discard a second Forbidden Droplet. They have 2 material in hand, 1 in... Okay. I mean, Ancient Gear Fusion... No. Okay, so it needed... Oh shoot, I might have misplayed. Because if I used the Liger Dancer here, they couldn't use the Ancient Gear Fusion to go for Chaos Giant. I should have done it on Special Summon. But the second they try to end main, I'm gonna go. Cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. So I need to send Saber Dancer. Oh, that's funny. Because it's unaffected by Ancient Gear Fortress, it can still be destroyed by card effects. That's funny. That gets Fortress to special summon Ancient Gear. Probably Golem. I actually did not expect that to fully work, I'm gonna be honest. So I forget, it's not just unaffected by opponents' spells and traps, it's unaffected by spells and traps in general. Oopsies. I think I just have lethal. Yep. Yep, that's GG. I just need to ritual, exceed, or synchro summon 3 times. You know what? I might as well. I'll take a bit of a break from the Fusion Festival. Or Fusion Cup in order to... what's the deck that March of the Metal Masters will work. Take a little break in order to fusion, or in order to exceed some monsters. Oddly enough, I'm not sure if it's good or bad that I go first here. Okay. That hurts, but I'm fine. Exceptional schedule to get urgent schedule plus diagram. Both of my Machina monsters in my opening hand is not great. Get Gizmek plus I think just a super bullet. No need for that. Knuckle Angler. To send the Citadel for this, or to get the super bullet. Then I can go exceptional schedule, send target the Citadel, send the Angler head in order to summon the Citadel. Go Flying Launcher. Flying Launcher. I think Blue Traveler, actually. Blue Traveler for Shipyard. I'm not using normal summon yet, so I technically have 2. Ruin Force. That gets the Armored Knight. Go Gizmek, banish itself to summon the Traveler. Without tributing. Blue Tray. What do I use? Arguably, I don't need the Nibiru per se. Or at least I don't have a proper way of outing the to detach. Really anything. Really anything works. Droll will be a lot more impactful, especially into hero, than anything. Well, okay. It depends. Problem is, I have to out the Nibiru token. Whereas Droll is just Droll. Does this end your turn? Does this negate the activation? Negate the effect, so I need to be very careful. Because if they have the whale, that could be a problem. And yeah, Nibiru, discarding Nib was the right call there. Granted, I didn't know they were Enea craft, but Nibiru just does hot nothing against Enea craft. That gets a 2. Look. Set. Look. Set. If that's the whale, that's the whale. Okay. Get rid of the face down, get rid of, I think, realistically, just the Diptero. If they have a second Attil, that's immediately going to be a problem. And unfortunately, they immediately banish the talent space down, so I can't use it. Wait, why can't I use... Wonder Earth Machine Monster Grave versus Summon. I've not used this effect. Right? So why can't I? Hmm. cards battled. Problem is, I need to wait for the whale. If they have the whale, or if they have the other Atil, I'm just finished. Well, that forces that. No response. Why am I locked? Does this card have an effect? Destroy them. Can I target cards in the field or graveyard with card effects? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm gonna lose this anyway. So I guess I needed to negate the Asta. But if they have another Atil, I'm just dead. Yeah, they had the whale. Granted, I think the whale on the field during your turn, yeah. Okay, so they did not have the whale. Yep, that's 9,000. Well, that's at least all the dailies done. The thing I needed to actually win that was probably just Duster. Let's get back into the Fusion Cup for just a second. I guess now I actually have to build heroes in some capacity. And of course, the thing is, even if I do, like, the most ethical hero list of, like, mostly focusing on, Neos, only 4 cards in extra. Either this is Stun or Burn. It's Millennium. So if I go... I think the only thing that clears this board is just straight up Super Poly. If I have a way of getting to Super Poly, that would be nice. But I doubt that. Well, I mean, I do. It is specifically Verte. Well, like, I need a way to get to Verte, is the problem. Chances are... Oh, Verte through Fires of Rage. How many do they set? Huh? That's Ash. Here's the thing. I go Kaleido check. I have enough bodies that I do actually have a way. Yeah, so this negates the activation, so I need to go... Yeah, I need polymerization. That's the negate. Black Sheep. Is I know honestly I need a way of forcing out the Exod, but I don't think I have enough gas to do that. Outside of very specifically Verte. And even then, they just immediately go for the Verte. Why did you not Exod? This is... Activation cannot be negated, cannot be destroyed by spells or traps. was wait, it was obliterate? Return to hand. Okay. They, I think, made a mistake. I guess they have the shield. They get Millennium Ankh either way. And as long as they have literally any other normal summon, I think they do just win on the spot. Return to hand, but they can't use the Millennium Ankh. That gets another Millennium Ankh. Yeah. I survived by a hair. I can't use the... That's Nash. That's a crawl. That is a cross out. Or a obliterate. I want a position monster. I need a... I do have a way. What do they have that they can use? If that's Nibiru, that's going to be a problem. Lido chick. That needs a... second Leo dancer. I made his ice barrier. Oh, nice. Wait. I think I just go... All this, try to get a... Dracos Depelia online. Actually, let's go Saber Dancer. Saber Dancer. And then, just in case, I go grab the... I grab the Kaleido chick for next turn. If I go Perfume Dancer here. Okay. I'm definitely gonna go destroy everything. You cannot be destroyed by monster effects. The Millennium Shields and the Heart of Blue Eyes will go to the back row. Oh, it's the first time. It's the first time each. Gotcha. Yeah. So then I just go Perfume Dancer. Lower everything. They were holding on to that Obliterate for so long. I'm assuming that's what that was, but unfortunately, the Liger cares not for card effects except for the likes. Yep, log your back row. If there even was a next turn. There is no next turn now. GG. Nice. There are quite a few people who enjoy Ice Barrier here. So you'll find yourself right at home. Said... I'll finish my drink and get a new one before I do another round. Okay. Let me get another drink real quick. I'll be right back. There's that. I think it's safe to keep going now. This hand does something. This hand does something, but if they have any kind of bestial, I don't lose on the spot. That's an imperm. I can feel the imperm coming. Yep. Okay. What is up, Roma? How we doing? Okay.
Steps echoing in the silence of the woods, in the crystal hill, the trembling beat of life. Nature's calling out. Seek for when you do, you will find your own way. Come on, mate. So if on this day we turn
Only one Liger. That is fine by me. No Liger mark, but that's fine. Okay. Oh. That's something.
In a world of sin, in our hearts both dark and light, how much will be gained or lost
scroll will be nice. That adds Millennium Hong. Thing is, I need... They still have the Millennium Hawk. I need an out for... Oh, they drew 2 bricks. That's unfortunate. Gets Millennium Hawk. That decks the Fires of Exile. Yep. That will be difficult to deal with. Okay, they might not be able to... I know 2 cards in hand are the exiled pieces. I don't think there are any... They might not have any hand traps. Never mind. Okay. Thing is, I know the second I activate this Lunalite Fusion, they're gonna negate it. Fortunately, I just don't have the right cards in hand. I don't think it was impossible. I think if I managed to... If I had managed to go some variation of... If I managed to go some variation of Verte after I forced out the Exiled Fires of Rage, that could have done something. Would you like to match the 10 key? Just go Silver Hound. I think I have a 1-card combo into at least a single Liger. Even if it's technically not correct, I can go... That is 3 summons. This is 4. If they hold the Nibiru for here, that's a problem. But I don't think they did. Or it looks like they didn't, at least. Keep rest of cards in hand for next turn. If they have an out for Liger Dancer, they have an out. One hand, I probably should have used the Gold Leo somehow. On the other hand, they might not be able to get 8,000 damage over Liger Dancer. Even if they don't, I do have a way of... I needed to use the Kaleido Chick. I needed to use the Black Sheep. I needed to use the Silver Wolf. Getting the Perfume Dancer in Graveyard is just... okay, we're fine. If I stay at 15, I stay at 15. And that's fine by me. But I like to see if I can't potentially get higher. Okay, this is something. This is... okay, I have to play around with this a little bit. I think for this line, going Yellow Martin, discard the Martin to get add is probably better. I don't add that yet. Get Masquerade for next turn. Well, I can go Masquerade. Send the Black Sheep. Plays around Troll a little bit better. This needs Kaleido Chick plus Black Sheep. Kaleido. I almost feel like I need to get the full board. I can't use the Masquerade here. I need to use that next. Kaleido Chick. Polymerization and Perfume. Needs to be the yellow, the Kaleido chick. Needs to be you, and I guess you. Liger R1999. Less masquerade. Not enough fur. They have some. Ghost Ogre? Well, Ghost Ogre is not the best during this event, so it might be a Bestial then. Oh, it's Max C. Well, you know what? I guess that locks me to one Liger Dancer. But Spore... But what? Most decks can't out-double Liger. And this is one of those decks that... I mean, this isn't one of those decks that can, per se, but it's one of those decks that definitely... like... It can out-double Liger, for sure. Heart of Gaia. It will only try. Like, it definitely outswung. So you have, again, after waking up from my sleep. That was a mistake. I'm just really tired. Understandably so. Big 42. Is there a way to out Exod? Oh. No, there is. There is a way to out Exod. Then I have Gold Leo Tiger Polyfua. Get some Rest Chroma. You will need it. Go back Gold Leo. That's fine. I have Heart of the Blue Eyes. I kind of do have a... Exod needs a level 10 or higher Exodia monster, right? Yeah. Go ahead. Use the Heart of Gaia. Do it. Out your own board for me. Actually, I don't really have a good way of outing this board. Unless they do it for me. That's fine by me. I guess I would have had... If I had a way to make Verte through Exiled Fires of Rage, that could have done something. Problem is, I would have had to play through Exiled Fires of Rage plus a negate from Exodia. Ashblip. Something's wrong, I can feel it. Set 4 pass is going to... Okay. If this is... That's a judgment. That's a judgment. They have a dang judgment on field. Okay. Unless it's not a strike. I mean, it might be a strike. Okay, I absolutely need to hit that. Thing is, if I can get a... You have something. You have something to respond to that. This is chain burn, isn't it? It's chain burn or stun. One or the other. The thing is, if I can get to Liger Dancer, even without some of the backup... You know what? Yeah, fail the connection. Good. That's 200 more gems in my pocket. Okay, let's think here as well. Do I potentially... Where's my... Hold on. Legends of the Forbidden World. There you are. Yeah, I have to rebuild it from scratch, but that's fine. How many Heart of the Blue Eyes do I have? I also don't have the Gaia card, do I? Ooh. Okay, let's take a few steps back. First, Super Poly. Oh, I can actually go get more of the Golem. Fiend Reflection is fine. I think Azaroon and Evenly Matched are going to be... Evenly Matched is nice, but I'd rather have... something else. And I can just load up on a whole bunch of Super Poly targets, can't I? I need you and you. What's another good super poly target that I can use? Garura, then Mud Dragon. Dragon Fusion Monster. That's a target for sure. Fairy Tale plus Spellcaster. Maybe a construct for Shadow. Maybe just you. Just load up on a whole bunch of super poly targets, and then I think the only one I need is Gaia. I'll sacrifice 2 to get it. I'm gonna do that Fires of Eternity open now. If this gets me a free UR, I'd be happy. If this gets me anything, I'll be happy. It's in the pack. Unless it just lies to me. Oh, I also need Verte, don't I? Which one do I get rid of? They're probably not having or leaving a... Chances are they're not leaving something on the field. I think Secretarion will be my best bet. Honestly. Like, it's great for recycling exactly... I think the only thing it can theoretically summon would be Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. Or any of the Exodia pieces. Like, shuffling it. I guess that's a way of recycling. If this is the last thing I do, this is the last thing I do. But if I'm going second, that's probably not going to... Okay. Fua Ash is going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. Send one spell trap. These. Sanctify. Fire. If it's as a Mina, I might not be in too worse for wear. I think this is a decent Ash choke point. Probably. Yeah, because that forced them to Talons. If they're Talons drawing too, they're definitely in a weird position. That's Diabelle. Which simple spoils trap or spell trap will it be? That's Orion. Deception. D-mod? Okay. I kind of want to wait for them to try something that... Like, if the last card in hand is... Okay, I think I know... The only one I know is Timaeus. If they're tributing Queen as a Mina... They must have something. Okay. There's a very real chance the last card in hand is Ash. Okay. It's not Ash. That Gaze of Timaeus recycle the D mod for presumably Dragoon. Yep. That gets hollowed as a Mina. I draw 2. Saint as a Mina? Does that work? I don't think... Does that still works. Okay. This is target cards in the field or banishment, or this card on the field with card effects. Or this card on the field. So if I use the Imperm, I'd be hand looping myself for 1 by trying to negate the Diabelle. Unwield symbols gray. Going to standby, add 1 back to the grave. Set 1. Their Dragoon is offline. At least until... Yeah, never mind. That shuffles back the Queen as a Mina, adds herself back in. They now do have a discard for Dragoon. So the problem is, I have to deal with Dragoon and Saint as a Mina. They have 1 discard. 2 discards now. Negate it with Dragoon, you won't. Gated with Dragoon, you won't. Okay, I'm imagining they're... Discard the Hollowness Mina, that's fine. Hmm. So I need to get rid of the... Which card they sent? Okay, so right off the bat, I know one of them is Morian. Need to go. Imperm. Okay, I win. Because guess what? Exodia Incarnate. The second they use a card in hand for Dragoon, yep, I win. Unless that card is like the best card in the game. You have... I think it's really just the Sanctification, isn't it? Oh, that is a... I guess that is technically a Sinful Spoils card. Oh, as a Mina or Sinful Spoils. I'm gonna wait. Negate that. That one card in hand... Okay. Shuffle back to add one. They have not normal summoned yet. Which could theoretically... Okay, never mind. card do I want to draw today? Oh, that's something. I'm kinda... Do I want to go until I get a... Oh, yeah. So that's fine. Should I just build for blind second this event? Maybe. Perhaps I should. Okay. So right off the bat, I am in need of a super poly is nice. A super poly is really nice, actually. That immediately gets me into either favorite hero Shining Flare, or that theoretically gets me into Mysterion. Just this Choro is funny. That gets Rahu plus Flame. Rahu plus Ketu. So they're gonna keep going no matter what. Imagine they lead Ketu to try to add, well, they normal summon a either Malulu or they're going for Pan. They're going for Pan. Okay, there's a Gulamel. Only cards in grave are Urgula and Ketu. They can set 2 from deck. There's the Gulamel. Fimena. Horn. Horn is honestly going to be the bigger problem here. Put back to Fimena. They have Pan plus Fimena plus 5 cards in hand, plus 3 other unknowns in hand, I should say. So they do have the chance for another Arthalion. Okay. Right off the bat, I think the one I don't need is Heart of Blue Eyes. I think actually going for Mysterion will make it a little bit easier. Because if they try to go for another Arthalion play using the Fimena, I might be able to... They can negate with Flame. Card. Thing is, they know I have the Millennium Monk. Okay. using the Horde already. Sure, that's fine. They need to use the Fimena now. There's a Fimena. Really does just get everything off. Yeah, I think I do. Wait, were they not? What did they shuffle back for? Hold on. Return the Flame. Return. Oh, it was the Rahu and the Flame. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just GG. I think the only thing that really saved me there would have been a Mauled By instead of the left arm. Well, that's an easy Ash for at least. That's an easy Ash. Part of the cards. Victory Temple is fine. Well, you know what? Thankfully, I'm not summoning that much from the extra. Best roll. Make sure I have lethal. I'll try one more. I'll try one more. Okay. I'm gonna take 400 or 4,000 damage. I kinda just have to hope that that needs a Fires of Rage. Lawbringer. From their extra deck to the graveyard. Realistically, there's only one option, that's Urura. Like, just straight up send to grave. Shield is nice. Mill 5. Sure, that's fine. If they use the Shiren, I'll probably use the Ash there. Does that... They've already sent the kid close. So like they'd be going for Rhino Heart. Definitely not letting that resolve. Do I even have... I don't have a target for this against tier limit, necessarily. 3,000. Do I have a legal target for this? No, not really. Spellcaster plus fusion. I think arguably Mud Dragon is the only one that works. Dark monsters on the field. Fine, let that resolve. That's Medora. Definitely negating that. Three cards in hand. They... need the Super Poly to resolve in my favor. Part of me was hoping that I could go discard my career for Ritbrum. I get Dragon of White. Well, that forces that out. I can... Rise of Rage is... Depending on this card in hand, I actually do have a way of making sure that this resolves. Maxi. Well, unfortunately for you, I think I just need to go. Just clear the board. Gets both of these back. The dragon that devours the dogma came up, which is really fun. Unfortunately for you, I think it's just Jover. Retribution engraved. No, we have sword. I don't even think there's really, like, a good target here. That's the other thing. Fallen in the Virtuous. I guess, yeah, just go for Titanic Glad. Target. Really, your best option is Dragon that devours the dogma. Okay. I cannot use the Sanity unless I grab a Millennium Ankh. That also gets Ecclesia. That gets Quem. Okay. The thing is, I think I just go battle, go face. Oh, but they do have the Rinbrum. They can discard the Cartesian instead of the Ecclesia. But that's the other thing. I have Fires of Rage in my hand, in my deck. Again. Let's use 1,000. Exodia. Go to battle. That is Ringbrum. That forces out the Fires of Rage. They have something else. Oh, it's the Medora, isn't it? That's fine. That special summon? From hand or graveyard? Kit. Thing. I actually think I just set up the Obliterate instead. So what's my problem cards right now? It is realistically, I think, Branded Sword. There's Sorendir. Banish anything. Ideally, they'd want to banish my Garura. Okay, cannot use the Obliterate on the... Okay. They have Retribution plus Brand Fusion. How many... They have more than one Albaz. I think they have one... Okay, they're probably playing two Albaz is the thing. I guess, obviously, I just get rid of that. No way I'm letting that resolve. Because I cannot respond to the Branded Lost. Oh, they are playing multiple. Okay. No, I didn't see the other. Etzy Ecclesia. The thing is, they have to contend with the... one, they have to contend with the... That's the set one. Okay. I won by time limit. Man, that was a good game, though. That was a pretty good game. I think I was still winning, the... Oh, I could have won in the funniest way, actually. Because if I obliterated for anything, I could have also exiled Fires of Rage, gotten a Forbidden One to my hand from deck, and then I could have just gone, as long as I had the 10,000 life points to pay, I could have gone, pay half. Well, no, actually, that doesn't work. Okay, but I do need to end. I think that'll just be the end for me today. I actually do need to get going very quickly. So, thank you, everyone who decided to stop by. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Take care.